Hi guys! I feel like today, there's just something about today, it just feels really fall. I know it's like already the middle of October, but I just have a cozy sweater on. This is from Target, and I love these sleeves. They're kind of like bell sleeves, and it's a really cozy day. The kids are all out playing with friends, the twins are sleeping, and I thought I would quickly film a video for you guys. So I promised you guys a few weeks ago over on my Instagram that I was going to be doing a full video dedicated on friends, mommy friends. I've talked a lot about this on my channel over the years. You guys know I keep it real. I've had my ups and downs with friendships, different stages of life. I think we basically all have. I don't think anyone has ever steered clear of having like no relationship problems ever. I wanted your feedback. I screenshotted dozens and dozens, probably like 50 actually, screenshots of you guys and your responses and what you said. I took a poll and I wanted to share with you guys what I learned, and I wanted to talk about kind of the whole spectrum of mommy friends. Before I start this video, I just want to tell you, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, but I'm a woman. I'm a 34-year-old mom of 5, and I've had lots of different relationships throughout my life. So I wanted to explore that with you guys, and I want you guys down below in the comments to let me know some of your experiences, because I think we can all learn a lot about how to handle female relationships, because they are a lot different than other kinds of relationships in our lives. The first thing that I did was ask people. I asked you guys, do you have a best friend? And most people said yes. I believe, let's see, I think it was like 60-40, but people said yes. But a lot of people that answered yes said that their best friend was actually their husband. So in this video, I wanted to talk about girlfriends, because I feel like Brad's my best friend. Obviously, I'm married to him. That's why I married him. He is my best friend. But I wanted to talk about female relationships because I feel like they're more complex. There's a lot more emotion involved, and there's a lot more passive aggressiveness. I mean, this is like broad talking. Obviously, every marriage is different, but I'm just saying women handle friendships a lot differently for the most part than men do. A lot of people will say, yes, I do have a best friend. And I asked, do you have a best friend? Why do you have a best friend? Or why do you think having best friends is important? So for me personally, I am not one to ever have just like one single best friend. I believe that, you know, they say like quality over quantity, but at the same time, I believe it's possible to have a lot of really good friends, and I do. I have different friends that I feel like I can relate to in different areas, and I don't ever like to call just one person my best friend. I have like 50 besties. Do you know what I mean? Like well, maybe not 50, but I have a lot of people that I consider to be really close to me, and I'm there for them, they're there for me, and it just feels good to have those deep relationships. I feel like it's really important personally. Okay, people are saying, yes, I do. They are there for me no matter what. They know me the best. Yes, I do have a best friend. She is who I go to for anything and everything. It's a beautiful bond. I've always had more of a best group of friends rather than a best friend. I think that's kind of how I am. People were talking a lot about how it's important to them because they need an outlet. They need somebody who understands what they're going through, because while they have this amazing husband, they need a girlfriend who can understand the emotional aspect of it. Some people said that no, they don't have best friends. And I asked why, and they said, I think the bad thing is that sometimes we compare our children and our lives to one another, and without realization, we can make each other feel bad. I feel like that's definitely common. I've had those kind of friendships. I think a lot of us have, where you feel like it's a toxic relationship where either you can't stand that person and they can't stand you and you're somehow stuck together. Do you know what I mean? I think that's actually really common. Someone says, surround yourself with people who build you up. Someone says, I feel as I was showing my son off and making her feel bad because her son isn't walking yet. So there's a big aspect of comparison. I felt like I felt that a lot more in my younger years. I've matured obviously as a mother and as a woman. And now I'm just like, you know what, whatever happens, but you can see how it can get bad. Somebody else said, I have had several friendships fail because people talk and decided to turn on me. That's happened to me as well. I feel like relationships change. They're never just the same constant thing. And I think that's hard when you get to that point in a relationship with a girlfriend where you realize you're going on different paths and you want different things out of each other. Your expectations are different than they used to be. This is something that I believe in too. Yes, I love my best friends. It's good to go out and just be a girl once in a while. I think it's important for women to let off steam with other women. Our husbands are great, and thank goodness Brad is a great listener. But sometimes it's great to talk to women about kind of the emotional side of things and the needs and the wants and just that whole aspect of the way our body is, and you know, all the changes that we go through. I think it's really important for women to do that for each other. Someone else says, I don't have any best friends anymore. I have great friends, but my husband is the one I trust. I think that's a really big issue that a lot of women have, is trusting each other. And I think one of the biggest problems that we as women have is comparing ourselves and getting jealous. And this is a broad thing, so don't come after me. But I feel like we do compare ourselves to each other a lot. And sometimes we take it out on people when they have what we want, or, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why, obviously, but we are rough on each other, I should say. So somebody said, it's hard to keep mommy friends, and that is the sucky thing about being a friend as a mom. I believe that. I feel like we have different friends for different reasons. So there's the like mom friends that you see at school because their kids are in your kids class. Those are like one group of friends. There's church mom friends, there's workout friends, there's, you know, your husbands are friends, and that's how you guys are friends. There's different relationships, and I think it's important to sit down and be like, okay, what do I want out of this relationship? How is this relationship important to me? How can I nurture this relationship? And I think it's important also to not just spread yourself so thin and try to be everybody's best friend, because that can be exhausting. Like I said earlier, I like to have a lot of close friends, but it takes a lot of work. And I do it because I want to. I do it because I love those people and they take care of me, so I want to help take care of them. But you have to know kind of your limits as well. Somebody else said, I don't really have a best friend. I don't like getting close to people in fear of getting hurt. This is hard. How many of you guys have been burned by somebody or ghosted by somebody? I had a friend, it's been a few years, but she just kind of cut me out of her life, and she just was like, you know what, like we were kind of having issues, and I brought it up to her and I just said, can we talk about it? And she was like, no, I'm done. And I was like, okay. And we haven't talked to each other since, and it's been years, and I'm at peace with it because I felt like our relationship was moving in two opposite directions. And it didn't hurt. That situation didn't hurt because it felt like it was right for both of us. Like we both didn't, like I wanted to talk about things because I'm somebody that likes to talk about things. I don't like to hold things, you know, inside. And I don't like to talk about people behind their backs. I like to discuss it with them, which I think is something that a lot of us do. I mean, I've done it before too, obviously, but just being real with people. And I've lost friendships because I am so real with them. And I'm not afraid to just be like, hey, what's going on? Did I do something? I can sense something's weird. I get weird vibes. Can we talk about this? And a lot of times people will get freaked out by that. Like, oh, I can't talk about things. And I don't think that's healthy. I think it's important to, you know, even if you don't want to be friends with somebody, it's like if you're breaking up with a guy, like you don't just ghost them. You know what I mean? You got to be respectful enough to say, I don't like the way our relationship's going right now, or this hurt me and I'm just kind of done. Like, I think that's okay. I think it's okay to be honest. And I recently have had some like really heavy conversations with different people in my life, and somebody told me something and I was like, okay, well, just be honest and I'll take the criticism, I'll take whatever, but I just want you to be honest with me. And I think that's something that we're scared to do as women because we do feel so deeply and we don't want to hurt people's feelings. But at the end of the day, I feel like honesty is the best policy because it's going to hurt people no matter what in some way or another, but it's important to be honest with yourself too. So if a relationship isn't serving its purpose, it's probably time to move on. Somebody says, I feel a bit out of place and awkward when I try to step in and make friends. I think that's really important too, is it's hard finding that right group of friends or that right friend who will get you. Do you know what I mean? But I just feel like there are different friends for different purposes. Like I said before, there are different, you don't have to have the catch-all friend that has everything in common with you, because that's really rare to find in life. It's hard for me to find a mom with 5 kids and twins that are like, you know what I mean? Like, that's really uncommon. Actually, I have found someone who has like my exact same life situation, but that's besides the point. I think you just have to get people. There's that chemistry and you just have to be daring. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid to care for someone, and people will hurt you no matter what you do. I have been burned so many times, but that doesn't stop me from loving people and caring for them and helping them when they need it. I think that's like one of the most important things, is to have friends, you have to be a friend yourself. So a lot of times, like I live in a neighborhood where there are hundreds of young moms my age, you guys, hundreds. And some women complain that it's hard in this neighborhood, there are cliques, or it's hard to fit in. But a lot of the times, these people aren't coming to things because they're scared or they're afraid, or they're not being the one that's starting an event or something. Do you know what I mean? And that's scary. I know, I get it. But at the same time, you have to be willing to reach out too. And one of my friends, she's like, well, nobody invites me, so I'll just invite somebody to my house and I'll do dinner. I'll make a tradition every week. I'll have somebody over for dinner. And I think that's really awesome, because if people aren't going to be that to her, she's going to be that for somebody else. Here's another interesting aspect. Somebody said, I wish it was easier to connect with other moms when working full time. This is a whole different aspect. I've obviously never been like a full-time working mom. I've always kind of done my YouTube thing. I do have a lot of kids, and I'm at a different stage of life than a lot of my friends. And so I can't do the normal activities that moms do, you know, take the kids to the aquarium or whatever. I'm doing my own thing. I have so many kids. We have so many activities. We're all the way. So it's hard to connect with women because you don't get to see anyone. And I've completely lowered my expectations of seeing other moms during the day, because that used to be my thing. If you guys have followed me for a long time, you guys know that that was my thing. Every day at 11 a.m. I'd leave my house and go out for a couple hours. I'd see friends, do activities with the kids and their friends. We'd come home for nap time in the afternoon, and then it was dinner time. That was like my routine. But now with so many kids and naps and taking kids here and there, and then a sitter once in a while and working, it gets kind of jumbled up. So for me, my best girlfriend time is I go to work out and I see girls there, or once in a while we'll do like a girls' night, a dinner night or movie night or something like that. So once again, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to get rejected, because it will happen. It's inevitable. Rejection is inevitable in a lot of aspects of our lives, but it's when we gain that confidence to be like, you know what, I don't care. Like, I'm a good person and I'm a likable person. I'm a cool person. And if people don't see that in me, then that's their loss, not mine. Okay, you guys, I have so many things. Oops. Sorry, my legs are starting to hurt. Ugh. My legs are like falling asleep. Sadly, too many women are worried about having friends instead of being a friend. I see that. It's hard as a mom to be like the best friend ever, because you're pulled so many directions anyway. You have your husband, your kids, your job, whatever it is, housework, whatever it is. There's a lot going on all the time, and it's hard to balance that. And I hate that word balance, but it's true. You do need to learn to lower your expectations for yourself and for everyone else, because we're all just trying to survive at the end of the day. And most of the times you do have to give people the benefit of the doubt. If they've offended you or hurt you in some way, you have to kind of step back and be like, okay, what kind of position was she in? What kind of, you know, state of mind was she in? Does she have sick kids, or is her husband gone? Do you know what I mean? Somebody says, no, I don't have a best friend. My kids take all of my time, and I have yet to find an all for my children type of friend. It's true. I feel like you have to find moms that are on the same level as you as far as parenting in a lot of ways, because it can get pretty uncomfortable when you have a friend that has a completely different way of looking at being a parent, because then it can get awkward if they start judging the way you parent, or you feel like you're judging the way they parent. Do you know what I mean? Somebody said, yes, I have a best friend. She's just always been my person and gets me even though we are so different. And I like that. I think it's fun to have friends, and when you're an adult like you are now, like, it's okay to have friends of different ages. Somebody that's 60 years old can be your best friend. Somebody that is 20 years old. You can find people of different ages that you can relate to for different reasons. Somebody says, I can't imagine my life without having at least one close friend that you know you can turn to at any given moment in time, and know that they will have your back no matter what. There's no room for judgment, but you can also rely on them to give you the honest truth when you need it. That to me is the definition of true friendship. I totally agree. I also think that friendship and true friendship takes a lot of work. It's very rare that two people are best friends, they never fight, everything's just perfect all the time. I feel like the real friendships are the ones where you do have problems and you work through it together. You're open, you're honest, and you really love and care for each other. And one of the things, I've talked about this multiple times because it's happened to me multiple times in my life, just being left out. I feel like a lot of times you kind of have to not worry so much about the little things and just think, and it's hard when you're the one that's left out, but also to just be aware and to have that confidence of, you know what, this person does love me. I know they love me. I may not have been invited to this, but I know our relationship is good. I think it's really important too that we have girlfriends that can just listen. And if your girlfriend calls you and they're upset about something, sometimes they don't need advice, they don't need anything, they just need somebody to listen. Because sometimes men, when they listen to our problems, they want to fix it. And sometimes as a woman, we just need somebody to listen and to empathize and just say, okay, just keep going. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to listen and support you. Someone else says, you need to build a solid tribe with those that help build you up, help you become the best you. I totally believe that. So you guys, I literally can go through these messages for days. Are friendships important? Yes, I absolutely believe that female friendships are important outside of your marriage. I think it's really healthy for women to be able to have outside relationships with women, have that support system, that tribe of women that can be there for them through different aspects of life, because life is so freaking hard. You guys know this. We go through so many difficult things as women when we're pregnant, when we're nursing, postpartum, depression, all these different things. We need a support system. And no, you don't have to find the picture perfect best friend that will fill every void. And if you do, that's awesome. But I feel like for the most part, not everybody has that, and that's okay. But I feel like you can find lots of different relationships that can help fill those voids in different times of your life for different reasons. And I believe in female relationships, and I'm grateful for my sisters because I feel like my sisters are like my ride or dies. And then it makes me happy that my daughters also have sisters that hopefully can be that for them someday. I also feel like I have a lot of great, wonderful friends throughout my life. Some I don't really see as often anymore because life is crazy, and others I just see all the time because they live close to me. And I feel like I have a lot of close relationships, and I'm grateful for that because I feel like in my time of need, my emotional need or physical need, people will be there for me, but also because I strive to be there for them. So in order to have friends, you also need to be a friend, but you have to be brave. You have to put yourself out there and have to realize that you might get hurt, and it's okay. And you just gotta stand up, dust yourself up, and try again, like Aaliyah says. Dust yourself up and try again. Do you guys remember that song? Thank you guys so much for all of your input. I want to do more videos like this, so give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you guys later. Bye!